Just a quick one before we dive in. I've just opened up 2 brand new ways to work with me. If you're an established beauty professional who's ready to increase your revenue, either in your clinic or by moving into the online mentoring and educational space, you can join me for a 2-month container where we build and validate your first online offer or your next big move. Or if you're ready to go all in, there is a 7-month private mentorship where we build, launch and scale your new revenue stream together. If you're not sure which one's right for you, I'm offering a handful of free business clarity calls, quick and powerful to map out your fastest path and to see which container fits best. Just DM me the word revenue on Instagram or check the link in the show notes and email me. Let's get into the episode.
Welcome to the Beauty Build podcast with me, Zara King. As a coach for beauty pros, it is my mission to help you earn more, work less, and create an unstoppable mindset. This is the show where we explore all of that. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting your beauty business, this podcast is for you. So sit back, relax, and join us on the journey. And for more, get yourself inside my private community, The Beauty Build on Facebook. Hello, my loves, and welcome back to another episode. Today, I want you to consider this. How important is it for you to stay updated on the latest trends in the beauty industry? Because as a beauty business owner myself for 12 years now, obviously granted I don't see that many clients anymore, but when I was full throttle, obviously seeing all the clients and juggling all the things and doing all the roles and being the person for everyone, including obviously being an absolutely devoted mother, keeping my 3 mini humans alive, and of course feeding my man-child, shall we say, and managing the responsibilities of the household and everything else. I know what it feels like to feel like you don't want to get left behind when it comes to the trends. I know what it feels like to look at social media every single day and think, I should be doing that. So, there are so many techniques, there are so many different services as well. So it's not just social media trends and marketing your business trends and reels and things like that. It's also the completely new evolving techniques that come onto our world every single day, and we see more and more of it in this day and age because of social media, right? So keeping up with social media trends and everything in between is what I'm talking about, not just the reels and where you put the text or what your images look like. Not just that. I'm talking about all the trends, everything that you see, because in this day and age, as wonderful as it is, we just have it in our face all the time. So I want to break things down in my way of thinking about it a little bit in this episode and see how you feel about it. Let me know your thoughts. If you do like this episode, please take a screenshot, pop it on your stories and tag me, because as you know, I absolutely love to hear from you. I love to see what you want from this podcast and I love to see what you enjoy. So, and also thank you if you are one of the people that always does tag and always does let me know what your thoughts are. So firstly, what I think you need to be doing is practicing a mindset routine and a self-awareness routine enough to recognize every single time your thought patterns or processes creep into that comparison mode, right? You all know what I'm talking about when you go on social media and you look at something and you get like that feeling, I'm comparing myself. Or you get imposter syndrome and you think you're not good enough. Or you see something new that comes along and you get shiny object syndrome and you think, I should be doing that because so-and-so is doing that, or that looks new and fun, and oh my goodness, I want to pivot everything now because that looks like the way to go. Because the reason you've got to know so well when your mind does this is because otherwise you're just going to keep going with it and you are just going to keep pivoting and you are just going to keep doing these things. But the problem is that, as they say, right, the trends, they come and go. So if you're going to be pivoting all the time, if you're going to be picking up something new and shiny, there'll be something else as well. So you need to be really strong in your mindset work, right? And you really need to know the things that are important to you as a person and what you stand for, and then your business as well and what your business stands for. That's what you need to do. You need to really figure out what's important to me, what's important to my business, what do we stand for, right? So every single time, and trust me, I've been there. I feel like I'm preaching to you, but I have been there, trust me, and I still do it now. I still get shiny object syndrome now. And I have to be pulled back in and I have to do these things. So what I want you to do is I want you to ask yourself 3 questions, these particular 3 questions. And I tell my clients to do this as well when we're on one-to-one calls. Every time you catch yourself thinking about something new and implementing a new trend or implementing something that you've seen somebody else doing. Number 1, why do I want to do this? Okay. And this can be the same vice versa if it's something you want to stop doing, right? Also, these questions still apply. that's number one. Why do I want to do this? Okay. Number two, does it align to the end goal? As in what I've set myself for this year, what I've broken down my goals into for this quarter, what I'm supposed to be focusing on for this month, and what my tasks are this week, right? Does it align to that end goal? Because ultimately that's what's driving our vision. That's what's driving our mission in our business. That's what's driving us to do what we're doing. Does it align to that or not? Right? Delve into that a little bit. And number three is based on the above answers. What is the highest, best use of my time right now? And then you've got your answer, right? When you've answered those three questions, you then have a direction that you want to go in, and that aligns to you and what you stand for and your business. So it's a really easy way of getting there without having to try these new trends or these new things that pop up in your face every single day because we're inundated with it. I get it, we're inundated, but this is just such an easy way to figure out, do I really need to do this? Do I want to do this? What is it going to bring to me? Right? But yeah, obviously, I'm not going to leave the episode there. That's not just the be all and end all. I also do think it is really important to know that there are some things that, yeah, of course, you need to actually prioritize when it comes to staying relevant, staying up to date when, with your learning, for example, staying up to date with your skills, staying up to date with integrating these things into your business. So there are some things that you do need to prioritize. And obviously, I've got you on a few of these. So I'm going to give you some of my points like I always will. And just have a think about these things and think about how you want to implement this into your business. Because I personally feel like when I'm running my business, even as I am today as a coach, I feel like this really helps me stay grounded, stay on track, stay thinking right. I don't need to feel the guilt anywhere that I'm not doing something I should be doing because I've seen someone else do it. Because that ultimately is what gives me, I get kind of overachiever guilt because I'm not doing enough, because I'm in my mum phase. I've got 3 kids, so I always get guilt that I'm not doing enough for the kids or I'm not doing enough on my business. Constant, okay? And if you are one of them people too and you want to have a chat about it, let me know, because I'd love to do a little chat about that on the podcast. Anyway, so number one, it is so important to always be looking at research, okay? New things that are coming into the industry. So new insight and facts that will affect your business. And we're lucky this day and age because all you need to do is follow a couple of industry leaders, and you're going to stay connected to them, and then you're going to get to see all the insight. That is all you need to do. So that's the first thing. Think about, where do you get your research and your new insight about what's coming into the industry? That's the first thing. Always be looking into it. How is that being strategized in your business, in your day-to-day kind of like schedule? Number 2, it is always worth your while to set a target as well around how many workshops or training courses and things you want to be doing for that year, okay? Because you want to invest in your personal growth. You want to invest in the professional development of your business. And they might be in-person things, trainings, or they might be seminars or webinars, so that you're learning about new techniques, or maybe you're enhancing a skill that you already have and you're going a bit deeper, or maybe you're learning a brand new practical skill for your business so that you can implement different services. That's another thing. But again, to save the shiny object syndrome, to save, I'm just going to implement a new trend, I'm just going to see what she's doing or he's doing, have an idea. It's really worth your time to actually set that target around how much you want to spend on that type of thing every single year, how much time you want to give that type of thing every single year, so that it doesn't deviate from the end goal. Right? Number 3, yes, right, this one's actually a social media one. So it is important to know what is going on with social media. Why? Obviously, so that you can use it to your advantage, because you don't want to not know what's going on social media, so that you end up not putting your best efforts in the right places. Okay, but it needs to be within your strategy. So I would encourage you to keep it as simple as possible, right? So that it makes your life easier. Because you've got to keep posting and you've got to keep engaging. So figure out, where is it that you get your social media information, stick to that place and keep on top of it. And that's as simple as that. And keep your strategy going, tweak and repeat. Number 4, and this one is more individual kind of thing, but when I was running my beauty businesses, when I was running my beauty business, it was super important to me to know about new products. So within the services that I offered, not new services, but new things that were going on within the lash and brow industry, new things that were going on in the nail sector of the industry, because I always wanted to stay curious and open-minded to maybe trying out different new, beauty products that were coming out, and even techniques that were coming out, to stay ahead of that kind of change. And because sometimes, for me personally, I led with education in my business and I was known for it, and the clients would always tell me, the way I answered questions and the way I helped them and things like that was why they loved coming to me. And also it was the reason why, and you want to get to this place in your business as well, is your unique selling points and things need to be the reason they won't go anywhere else. Not just the reason, they choose you because you're really good at it, but also it has to have that really deeply rooted emotional connection where they think, well, actually, this is the reason I cannot go anywhere else. So anyway, the last thing I wanted when I was running my business in that way was one of my clients telling me about something new before I knew it existed and telling me that this product was new in this game. And yeah, I did not really fancy that. So again, it's individual to you, but that's number 4 on my list. Number 5 on my list is how much networking are you going to do or aim to do in this year or this quarter? Right? Make some plans. Because if you're a self-employed beauty business owner, yes, it gets lonely. Okay, we know it does. And we don't want you to be lonely. So it's absolutely key. Right? It's absolutely key to connect with other beauty professionals. Share your knowledge with them. You know, whether you're just in the DMs with them, whether you're actually meeting up with people and going to networking events in person, you know, helping each other stay informed, giving each other different bits of information. You have to make friends in the industry. You also have to network, because if you want to get anywhere as well, trust me, it'll open doors. When you get to know people and you set networking as a goal and you actually have, you know, that in your framework, you can even collaborate on things. It opens doors. Right? And then if there is a new trend that comes in, at least you've got someone to talk to about it. Okay, so that's another thing that I think is super important, instead of just jumping on different things that pop up all the time. Because again, networking events come up all the time and you'll be inundated with things on social media or through your email inbox and things like that. Maybe you should have a think about how much you want to spend on these things per year. It might include overnight stays, travel, all the rest of it. And the tickets might be X amount or whatever. How much do you want to spend on networking? How much time do you want to give to networking? That was my number 5. My number 6 is, which industry publications are you subscribing to? Because they're going to tell you about the new trends as well. And you can super easily, you know, subscribe to them, the magazines, or even email lists and newsletters and things, or even blogs as well, actually, that you read. And then you'll be making sure that you get those updates on the latest trends and the innovations that are going on, the services, the technology, everything that might come into our world, right? But the only thing I would say about this is, pick a couple, and this actually ties in with how you do your personal research as well, is pick a couple, don't pick loads. Like, don't be doing this with absolutely everything that comes your way, because again, then all you're really doing is you're going to be getting all these trends in your face even more so, and that's not really what we fancy. We want to get these 7 sort of points prioritized so that they're within your framework of how you run your business, and they're within your kind of like structure, your foundations. That's the word I'm looking for. So pick a couple, don't pick loads, and obviously you can change as you go along. Over the years, things will change. And the last one, number 7, is your continuous learning. So think about, when it comes to running your business, when it comes to growing your business, how much money do you want to set aside every single year? How much time do you want to set aside each year to commit to that learning? So, and what I mean by that is actually, you know, learning about how to run your business. Okay, so you want to grow the business, okay? You want to keep going. So you're going to need online courses. You're going to need webinars. Yes, you've got free things like this podcast. You've got different free trainings. You've got people on social media. But there are really good training programs. There are going to be really good online courses. There are going to be so many things out there that will actually enhance everything you know about your business and making it a huge success. So if you can prioritize all of those steps, all of those 7 things that I've gone through there, then you align it to you and your business. You're not just getting shiny object syndrome. It saves you from getting imposter syndrome. It saves you from comparing yourself to other people, because you're aligning it to who you are and what you stand for, like I said at the beginning. And then what you do is you keep these things in mind within your capacity, as in what you actually have time for and how you plan your yearly goals, how you break those down into the months and the weeks. And then you are going to still be staying current. You know, you'll always be able to have that strong focus on what sets you apart and everything. But you'll be able to stop getting the shiny object syndrome, because you won't feel guilty that you're not doing a certain thing. You're not going to start feeling guilty because you're not doing a certain trend, because you know that you set time aside for these things and that things are in your strategy toolkit. And you know that everything's got the end goal in mind, and you know that your clients still know who you are and what you stand for and what your brand stands for. You know all of that. So just to reiterate, the 7 things that I think you should be thinking about when it comes to prioritizing everything in your business, so that you're not actually getting the imposter syndrome, shiny object syndrome, is number 1, keep doing your own research, right? Number 2, setting a target around how much training you want to do, workshops, training courses, that type of thing in the skill side of things every single year. Number 3, keeping on top of social media trends. Why? So that you can use it to your advantage. So how are you going to do that? Right? How much time are you going to set aside? When are you going to do it? Or maybe it's just one account that you follow that gives you the Instagram insight. Maybe that's how you do it. Keep it simple. That's what I recommend. Keeping it as simple as possible. Number 4 is individual. Like I said, it's about new products. Do you want to stay open-minded? How are you going to get that information about new products? Number 5 is how much networking you're going to be doing over the year. Number 6 is which publications are you going to subscribe to, right? Magazines, things online, those type of things. And the last thing is what you're going to do about your continuous learning about how to run a business. How are you doing that? Okay, prioritize all of those things. And the best thing is when you do that, is when you prioritize these things and those areas for the business, you can then tweak and you can then shift, and then you can adapt your services in your business to keep meeting the market where it's at and keep meeting the expectations of your clients. And then you get to that place where you know that you're going to get to your long-term success, whatever that looks like to you. Right? I hope that's helped. What I also want to quickly just go over again is the 3 questions to ask yourself when you do feel like, oh, I need to be doing this trend because he or she is doing it, or I've seen this thing and it's, oh my God, it looks amazing, right? Ask yourself, first question, why do I want to do this? Okay. And don't forget that it works the other way. Why do I not want to do this anymore? Right? Maybe someone's made you feel a bit silly for doing something. That happens all the time as well. Ask yourself, why do I want to do this? Number 2, ask yourself, does it align to the end goal? Right? For what I set out for this year, for what I set out for this quarter, and how I've broken that down for this month. What am I meant to be focusing on? Let's have a look, because that is what's serving our mission and our vision. Okay. Number 3, based on the above answers, what is the highest, best use of my time right now? Ask yourself those 3 questions when you find yourself thinking, I need to do this because I can see that happening here. Okay. And then bring it back to those priorities in your business. They should be staples within how you run your business and how you spend time working on your business. Because as a self-employed beauty business owner, you have to do these things out of working hours. You have to set the time aside to work on your business, and research and all of these things and keeping on top of learning is one of those things you have to do. So I hope that's helped. I hope you feel a bit more motivated to prioritize your learning as much as we love learning. And I just hope that it's helped you kind of feel good about the things that are right for your business, rather than just like following these trends blindly. You don't need to be doing that. You need to bring it back to basics, bring it back to those 7 key points. Where are you going to be, how are you going to be doing these things in your specific business within your capacity? It's all individual to you. Thank you for being here, my love, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and gained valuable insights that will help you in your beauty business and life. If you did, please take a screenshot and tag me in your stories. If you've got any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to me on any of my socials. The links are always in the descriptions. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave us a review. Your feedback helps us improve and bring you more and more great content. Until next time, keep building that business.